Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. And it is Inktober, but I ran across some really beautiful tangles that are coming out. And so I just had to do this one. Is that not just stunning on the black? And it can be done on other colors, but I just absolutely loved it on the black. And it is Pip-in, Pip-in by Anoeska Waardenburg. And she's a ZZT 20. And I just absolutely fell in love with this one. I am going to demonstrate it on a black tile. And because I just think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to be using a 08 jelly roll and an 05 jelly roll. And I love the 05. It's a very fine little tip on that jelly roll, and it's just one of my favorites. I also will be shading with a general charcoal pencil and maybe the white Prismacolor. We'll see. I like the charcoal on the black. It just seems to go a little bit easier. So we're going to get started. Border. And I'm using my chalk pencil. And all the things I use here on this YouTube channel are available at my store at Inkidoodles.com, and the link will be in the description below. So we're going to start out, and I'm going to pick up an 05, and I'm just going to do a very simple one. So I'm just going to do so now I'm going to draw my line down through just in an angle, and I'm going to do 2 lines parallel to each other. And I have to go fairly slow on that to make sure that I get those lines even, but the line is not straight. I'm going to come in a little closer so that you can see what I do next. And I'm going to work on the right side of this line. And I'm going to start up here right at my pencil line. And I'm just going to make a curve that comes in. And then I'm going to go above it and make another curve that comes in and touches. So this one's going to start just here, below, just on that first little section that I drew, and then I'm going to come in below and draw in. And you can make them big, this way you have control of where it goes. I found if I did it in that order, I had much more control over the tangle pattern. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to work on the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to come back, and I like mine when they kind of meet equally from each other. Then come down. So this first one, I can see where it's going to meet, and then I can come in. And there I've gone all the way down to the end of that. Now you can do some variations on this, and I'm just going to show you one of my favorite variations, and then we'll do it again. You can just add some different lines or circles. And I'm going to start, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start right at that corner, and I'm going to draw a line, and then I'm just going to fan out. So that I have that kind of graduated out look. So here I will just pick just somewhere in the center. And just work my way. So here I'm going to come from right this point and come down. And I like how the kind of the gob of ink fills in, and if you don't get it all the way, you can come back and fill that in. But this tangle allows you to really be creative in how you embellish the tangle itself. You can just really be very creative. And I love working with the white ink on the black. And I'm going to turn it around so that I get a repeat of this same thing on this other side. So I'm going to start here. And again, I want to remind you that when you're using the Jelly Roll pens, they don't dry quite as fast as the Sakura or Pigment pen does by Sakura. This ink just takes a little bit longer to dry, so you need to make sure you don't put your hand over the top of it. And there I have. Now I can come in and I'm going to just do a little place where I can add just an echo of what I've done. I'm just going to add white in there. And then we'll repeat that same thing on this other side. Let it dry a little bit. And there you have it. This one looks great if you want to just do a one-sided tangle. So let's say we're going to just do another line down here, and we're just going to do just one side. And I can just do inside, and I can come back in on this, and maybe I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to come from that little point right there, and then I could come back and just fill in this spot with orbs. And this gives me a little place that I can do some shading. Okay, we can do the same thing on this other side. All the way down, and we could come in here and put a little crescent moon in that little spot, and also fill in with orbs. Now I can take my chalk pencil and I can come in and just give this a little highlight. If you don't want to fill it all the way in, you can just do a partial and give it some highlights. in there. I just loved this tangle. There you can see it on the 3 black tiles that I used, and sometimes that you can just use a little tiny dot along the edge. That's really fun to do. I call these little picot edge. It finishes out or off a tangle. And the jelly roll just does those little picot edges beautifully. And there you have Pip-in. Great tangle. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thanks again, and have a great day.